you can win $32,000 on the turn of a card on Card Sharks. And if you play your cards right, you can win this beautiful Pontiac Sunbird convertible. And now the host of Card Sharks, Bill Rafftery.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gene. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Card Sharks again. We have a lot of fun here. We like to give away a lot of money, and hopefully today, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't given a car away. I want to give away that Pontiac Sunbird that's sitting around right over there. Somebody's got to drive out of it with that today. Let's get started right now. We're going to pick it up from where we left off yesterday, right in the middle of game one, but let's bring out our dealers. Here they come right now. Here are Lacey Pemberton and Susanna Williams. Taffeta and Velvet today. That'll be the look this week, Taffeta and Velvet. Ladies, let's deal out the cards. It's time for us to meet our Card Sharks. Come on out, Tami. Here's our champ. Here's our champ. If you missed yesterday's show, this young lady plays the cards. She had a turn of the cards that stopped my heart. And I don't know, if she wins, if she repeats today and goes back to those money cards, I have a feeling sparks will fly. Tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name's Tami Wintrode. I'm from Indiana originally. My husband and I have been out here 6 years, and we just had a new baby, and we're reversing roles. My husband stays home with the baby, so I have a wonderful house husband. Oh,
good. Good for you. Now you were also, remember yesterday you said that you were divorced from your husband, and then you remarried him.
Yeah, I hope we don't regret talking about
this.
No,
no, it's just an interesting, how long were you divorced?
Well, the divorce was only final 6 months. We were separated longer than that. But the divorce was actually the divorce was a mistake. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a little 4-month at home to prove it.
That's right.
Good for you. Welcome to you. And Brad, how are you, sir?
Good. My name is Brad Grunberg. I'm single, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona. And I went to go to the university there and go Wildcats all the way to the Rose Bowl, Arizona.
You can hope. You can hope. You can hope. Anyway, good luck to both of you. As you can see, Susanna's dealt out the cards right now. We are in the middle of game one. Not a lot going on, really, on the cards. We just had one question. We've got our prize cards in the deck. I want to remind you about those. Trip to Puerto Vallarta. Really nice down there in Mexico. We've got some furnishings in there. Let's get started right now with our audience poll question. This is a lot of fun. We have 10 divorced men visiting with us this week. Come on up, gentlemen. Handsome group of guys standing out there. This is the second question of game number one, and this goes to Brad. Before the show, we asked these 10 divorced men, do you tend to date women who remind you of your ex-wife? How many of these 10 men do tend to date women who remind them of their ex-wife? Well, I think we know that Swede's been divorced 14 times, right? So every woman would remind Swede of his ex-wife. What do you think here?
Well, they're going to be attracted to probably, women like they were married to just because, attractive, the same type of looks. But I would say that it has to be a little bit below average, They want to remember those days. Four.
He goes 4. Tami, what do you think?
I think that number is going to be a little bit higher because you do tend to draw to the same type of people most of your life. So I think it's a little higher.
All right. I think, statistically, I think you're correct. Statistically, that is the case. So she's going higher. The actual number of these men who tend to date women who remind them of their ex-wife is 2. It is not higher. It is lower.
Yeah.
It is lower. So, who are the 2 guys that tend? Well, we got. I can't see a gentleman in that herringbone jacket. Who's that? Is that Tom?
Yeah.
How many times have you been divorced, Tom?
3 times.
3 times. So, and what's the type of woman that you keep going back to?
Always good looking.
Always good looking. You know, he's so picky. It's probably the secret to his success. As long as they got a heartbeat, right, Tom? You're right there. Okay. Have a seat, gentlemen. Thank you very much. All right. We're going with Brad. Brad, you got a 4.
I like that card. We're going to go higher on that.
We're going to go higher. 4.
Yeah.
8.
I like to change that card.
You cannot. You can only change your base.
Oh,
you can only change the base card if you get the high-low question.
Okay. I'm going to go higher.
Higher than an 8, he says. It is a 4. So we go back. Tough call on an 8. That's right in the middle. It can go either way. Tami, you're going to play off the 4. Higher than a 4, she says. It is a 5.
Higher.
She says higher than a 5. We've got a jack. Lowers. It is a VCR. One of our prize cards comes up right now. Lacey will put a VCR over on Tami's side of the board. Let's take a look. We place this card still lower than a
Lower.
jack, Tammy? It is a 10.
Look at it freeze.
You're freezing on a 10. Interesting choice. She freezes on a 10, protects her position. If she gets this question right, she can change the 10 if she wishes. But a lot of people feel a 10 is a good card, so who knows what's going to happen right now. She's got a VCR on her side of the board. Here's the next question, Tammy. Educated guess. Ooh, this is interesting. How many pounds does an Oscar statuette weigh? The Oscar.
Oh.
How many pounds? We've all seen that thing, too. I wonder how much. I don't know. How much does it weigh?
Well, those are gold. I'm going to say about maybe 12 pounds.
12 pounds? I don't know. What do you think, Brad?
I watch the Oscars every year, and I'm going to say lower. That, they're up there, 12 pounds. I don't think so. I think they're going to run off stage. You run off pretty
Lower?
fast.
You're going lower? I have a feeling it's a heavy statue. Now, I don't know. I'm going to go higher than 12. I'm going to go around 14. The actual number of pounds an Oscar statuette weighs is 9. It is not 12. It is lower. It is lower. So, Brad, here's your card again. What do you want to do here?
I like that card. I'm going to go higher.
He says higher than a 4. It is a 3.
Wow.
Boy, Brad, boy. Card's not happening for you, sir.
All right.
Tammy, you've got a free shot at the cards.
Lower.
Lower. Tammy of the slow thumb says lower. This is for game number 1. It is. You're doing this to me, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know myself. Listen, why don't you listen to the folks in your neighborhood for about 1 minute, and we'll be back with more Card Sharks right after this. Let's congratulate Tami. Tami's won game number 1. First player to win 2 games. They go on to win the match. And don't forget the prize cards we have in the deck. She's got a VCR on her side of the board. You can only win those prizes if you win the match. And Susanna, busily at work over there, fingers and toes moving at a rapid pace, dealing out the cards for game number 2. We're going to slow that up like they do on sports one day, just so you can see that action close up. Here's our first question of game number 2. Goes to Brad. We surveyed 100 single women, and we asked them, have you ever paid a man's rent? How many single women said they have?
Okay, I'm single, and no women's paid my rent yet, but I'm looking for that.
You're working on it.
I'm working on it, so I would say that's going to be not a very high number, 45.
45.
45 people.
What do you think, Tami?
I know that when I was single, I couldn't afford to pay my own rent, let alone somebody else's. So I'm going to say that's a lower number.
You're going lower.
Yeah.
The actual number of single women who have paid a man's rent is 7. It is lower. It is lower. There we go, Tami. You've got a king. Good
All
card.
right, good card, lower.
Lower than a king. She says there is $500. Those prize cards, remember, they're in there. Let's replace that again. We're going lower than a king. Lower than a king. It is a 5.
We're going to go higher.
Higher than a 5. She says it is a 3.
I debated.
So, we pull a prize card. It goes on her side of the board, but that is it. Back to the base card, Brad.
Okay, we're going all the way this time. Here we go.
Got to play from the 5.
Oh, that's a higher.
Higher than a 5, he says.
Yeah.
There's an 8.
Higher.
He says higher than an 8. There is a deuce. Ooh. You're doing the right thing, Brad. You're just getting lousy cards. You got a free shot. You should go.
It's the karma there.
It's
the
what
karma.
happens. All right, let's go on to our next question. It is for you, Tami. We surveyed 100 men who are serving time in prison. Once again, the people from Card Sharks brightening the lives of convicted felons all across America. It's just part of the service here at the show. We've asked 100 men who are serving time in prison, have you ever gotten away with a major crime? How many inmates admitted they have?
Gotten away with a major crime?
Have you ever gotten away with a major crime? How many inmates admitted they have?
I think that a lot of people who have been convicted have had previous history of crime and didn't get caught. So perhaps that's a high number. I'm going to say about 67.
Brad, higher or lower, sir?
I think that it's going to be quite higher just because they've been doing it for a long time, and of course they threw in a couple that they got away with, you know?
Okay. He goes higher than 60. Yeah, throw in a couple of these. Throw in that burglary and that bank job. So, the actual number of inmates who have gotten away with a major crime is 59. It is not higher, it is lower. It is lower, so, but not by a lot. All right, Tami, good card.
We're going to go lower.
Lower than a king, she says there's a 7.
We're gonna go higher.
Boy, I like that thumb. Higher. We're gonna go higher than a 7. It is a 10.
All right, we're gonna go lower.
Now she says lower than a 10. There is an 8.
Freeze.
Freeze. Thought you were gonna do it. Thought you were gonna do it. You know something, Brad? You got to jump into this right now. Otherwise, it is the land of parting gifts for you. She is real close to it. Let's get now. Here's our next question for you, Brad. Again, our audience poll. We have 10 divorced men with children. Here they are. Brad, before the show, we asked these 10 divorced men, if your children didn't like a woman you were dating, would you stop seeing her? How many of these 10 men would stop dating a woman for that reason?
Well, I don't think that they would do that. I think they would get, constructive criticism and try to change maybe the women, but I don't think they would stop. I think that would be a low number, around 3.
About 3.
Yeah.
You're going 3? What do you think?
I think that number is just going to be a little bit higher. They all look pretty independent, but I think it might be a little bit higher.
You're going a little bit higher than 3. The actual number of these men who would stop dating a woman their children didn't like is 4. It is a little bit higher. By 1. Well, who are these gentlemen? Let me see them here. Who are these guys who go for the gusto? There's my pal over there. There's Jerry. I need 1 more. We had 4, I believe. Was that the answer? 4? So we're looking for 1 more? That is only 3 I count, gentlemen. Which one is the 4th guy? Come on. Larry, there he is. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Larry, for telling the truth. There'll be extra cookies in your mailbox. Okay, have a seat, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Now, that means that Tami comes over here, looks at the 8 and says...
Change that
Get rid of
card.
it. That 8 now becomes a deuce. The handwriting is on the wall for Brad. We have got the game, the match, a VCR, and $500. There it is. Brad, I wish we could have got you something.
Bill, the cards were cut wrong and I cut them, so I don't know what's going on here.
All right. Listen, good luck with your deli back there at Tucson. Thank you,
Bill.
for being here.
Good luck, all right?
Bye-bye. Come on back, Tami. Come over here. Gene, why don't you tell Tami about her VCR, please?
I'll be glad to, Bill. Tami, you have won a VHS stereo video recorder with automatic playback and repeat functions and a 14-day 4-event or daily, weekly programmable timer from Shark. Congratulations, Tami.
Thank you, Gene. And again, $500 you picked up like you did the last time. You know, if you were with us yesterday, this young lady bet $5,000 on 1 turn of the card. I cannot wait to see what happens when we come back after this message. We'll see you then. Hey, we're back, and Susanna and Lacey are dealing out the money cards right now, and I can assure you this young lady knows how to play the money cards. But in addition to all the money she can win, we have added a joker to the deck, and anytime it turns up in the money cards, she's going to have the opportunity of winning that brand new Pontiac that's sitting over there. And for what? Yeah, really nice card. Now, for winning the match, we're going to give you an extra joker. Susanna's holding it right over there, and that's going to guarantee you a chance at the car. So let's get started right now with the money cards. Let's give her $200. She's got it. Come on, Tami, make some money here.
I'm ready.
You got a 10.
All right. I'm going to go $50 lower.
$50 lower than a 10. It is a 5.
All right.
$250 on a 5.
We're going to go, I'm sorry, $250?
You have $250 on a 5.
We're going to go 200 higher.
200 higher than a 5. It is a 7.
All right. I want to change that card with number 2.
Number 2. Let's get a good card up here. You $450 on a 7.
You were supposed to change that. Okay. I'm sorry, how much?
$450 on a 7.
Okay, $50 higher.
You're going $50 higher. It is not.
Okay.
Smart bet. $400. We'll take you up to this level right here. We will give you $400 more. You have $800. You're working on a 6.
I'm going to play on. I want to go 300 higher.
300 higher than a 6? It is not. You now have $500 on a 4.
Okay, we're going to go 400 higher.
400 higher than a 4. It is a 6. $900 on a 6.
Change that card with number 1.
Okay. That 6 now becomes an ace.
All right.
Good card. 900 on an ace.
Lower.
Yes. All of it lower than an ace. You got it.
Okay, good
$1,800. Now, you've got $1,800. You're playing off a queen. Got to wager at least $900 on this.
I'm going to go a lower.
1,000 lower than a queen. It is a joker. So, very important call now. Let's give this to Susanna. 2 chances at the car right now. 2 chances at the car. Let's replace this. Give me your bet again. You're playing off the queen. You have $1,800. You're betting
1,000 lower.
1,000 lower than a queen. It is. Good. Very exciting. $2,800. $2,800. That brings it up to $5,327 cash and prizes. And when we come back, 2 jokers, brand new car. Wait till you see what happens then. We'll see you in a minute.
When I turned 30.
An exciting moment coming up right now. Susanna is now holding the 2 jokers that Tami has won, and she's going to have an opportunity in just about 1 minute to win this beautiful car. Gene.
A new Pontiac Sunbird GT convertible, aggressively styled, practical, and more fun to drive than ever. Sunbird GT convertible. Only from Pontiac, we build excitement worth over $16,000.
Okay, come on over here, Tami. Let me quickly tell you how this is done. I know you've done it before, but in front of you are 7 cards. Behind one of them is the word car. You find it with the joker, we're going to give you that car. Go do it. Go find it. We've got number 4 and number 7. 2 chances to win a brand new Pontiac Sunbird. Let's take a look at number 4. No! There lives just one more. It has been behind this number in previous instances. No, it is not. No. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right over here. Behind number 2. We had it behind number 2.
Well.
Anyway, you have $5,327 in your pocket. You're going to meet another challenger. You can come right back here. Go ahead over there and find your mark. Come on out here, Ellie. Tami. Good to have you here. Introduce yourself, Ellie.
Well, I'm Eli Habilosa. I'm Senior Chief Petty Officer, United States Navy, and I'm presently stationed at Naval Weapons Center, China Lake, California.
China Lake, and you pronounce your name Eli?
Eli Habilosa.
Eli, okay, because I called you Ellie, and I apologize for mispronouncing your
great.
name. I want to wish you good luck. Have you cut your cards backstage?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, let me, again, we have to tell you about the prize cards. Alaska Cruise, over $3,000. We've got that in the deck. We've got a VHS video camera. That is over $1,600. And Suzanne is dealing out the cards now for game number 1. And this question goes to Tami. Educated guess. Educated guess. Oh, this isn't. How old is the comic strip Peanuts? How old is the comic strip Peanuts? Everybody in this room has read Peanuts.
And that's one of my favorite comic strips. I think that comic strip is probably about 34 years old.
34 years old? Eli, what do you think, sir?
Well, to tell you frank, Peanut has been around too long. But I think Peanut is got to be lower.
You're going lower than 34.
Lower than 34.
It's interesting. The actual age of the comic strip Peanuts is 36. It is not lower, it is higher. It is higher by 2. Here we go. Now, Tami, here's your base card. A deuce.
All right, higher.
Higher than a 2, she says. It is a 5. Higher than a 5, we've got golf clubs. Prize cards. Remember, I keep telling you about them. Well, here are some golf clubs going up on Tami's side of the board. She's already picked up, I think, an oak daybed, $1,000 in cash, playing on a 5.
Higher.
She says higher than a 5. We have a 5. Same thing happened to you the last time. You turned the prize card, and then you missed on the next call. All right, Eli, you get a free shot at the cards, playing off this, sir. You've got a 10.
Lower.
Lower, he says. It is a 7.
Higher.
He says higher than a 7. It is a 9.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. It is a king. Had some good calls there. Tough calls, Eli. You tried to do it, but it didn't happen. We'll be right back with some fresh cards and some fresh opinions right after this.
Are you
Donna Williams and Lacey Pemberton. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
I'm Sal Masakela, host of Ball Breakers, the pool game that's got flash, cash, and players talking trash. And it's only on GSN, the network for games.
Ball Breakers every Monday night at 10 on GSN.
GSN.